This video has been a long time coming. A very long time coming. I'm sure you can tell by the title, and if you've seen my other videos you probably already know this, but in August I travelled from Australia to Singapore to see got7 at the Eyes on You tour, and I actually won High Touch and I got to meet got7. I filmed a video after the concert, like the week after it happened, and I got back to Australia, and I was talking about like my experience and everything, and I uploaded that, so I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it. The same day I filmed an experience talking about my High Touch with got7, and I never edited or uploaded it because I couldn't really bring myself to edit the video. I don't even really know how to explain this, but basically I was still like getting over the fact that it actually happened, and part of me was like believing that it didn't happen, and then there was another part of me that regretted the whole process, like the whole way everything went down, to get all like serious for literally 0.2 seconds. I've lost almost 20 kilos in the past like 3 months, and a lot of that was due to me thinking back on actually meeting got7 and feeling really bad that they saw me in the state that I used to look like. I still don't feel like I'm like good enough to like, you know, meet them and like associate with them and whatever. I just couldn't bring myself to editing the video. People have been asking me, Dion, when are you gonna upload your experience? I'm actually gonna talk about it now. I owe a lot to them. I have a lot of love for them, and I really wanted to make the first video on my channel for 2019, me talking about my experience meeting them, and I don't know why I'm already tearing up because like, aha. So basically I didn't know that I was meeting got7 until literally the week before the concert. The tickets we bought went into like a lucky draw and they just got pulled out. I think that's how majority of the concerts worked, so most of you know how High Touch works anyway. And it was the week before. I was literally at my friend's wedding, about to walk into the reception. It was 5 o'clock, and I knew at 5 o'clock that was when they were releasing the numbers of the tickets that had won High Touch. Part of me was saying, yes Dion, you're gonna do it, you're gonna meet them. But the other part of me was being realistic. I think it was like 8,000 people in the venue, 6,000? I don't know. Out of like, let's say 6,000. Out of like 6,000 people, realistically, they're only picking 300. You're probably not gonna be one of them, so don't get your hopes up. So one of my high school friends is getting married, and here I am freaking out over if I'm gonna meet got7 or not. Like, what is my life? And I checked my phone, I was like scrolling down, didn't see my number. And my friend next to me was like, what was your number again? And she was like, Dion, like, it's right there. Like, it's right there. And she pointed out that my number was there. I've like physically never felt my heart stop before, but I swear to God, it actually stopped when I saw my number there and like realized that I was gonna meet got7. And I had to walk into my friend's wedding reception and I was like shaking and I was literally having to hold back my tears. Fast forward like a week later, I'm in Singapore, I'm at the concert, I've just seen the Eyes on You tour, it's after the concert and I'm about to go into High Touch. I thought I was going to pass out after the concert. I hadn't eaten any food for like 48 hours because I couldn't stomach anything the day before the concert because I was too stressed. I hadn't drank any water that day. I was really, really dizzy. I swear I blacked out during the concert. I wanted to make an impact on them and I just didn't know how to do that. I want to be at the end of the line because I want to be the last thing that they remember. Cringe. But then part of me was trying to be realistic and was like, Dion, this is a High Touch. It's not a meet and greet. You literally have 10 seconds to walk past them. It's gonna be impossible for you to make an impact within 10 seconds. So I'm trying to be realistic, but at the same time I'm freaking out. I'm in a country I've never been to before. I've never left the country before. My friend that I went to the concert with, she didn't have High Touch, so they kicked her out. So I was literally on my own. I'm sitting down because like I literally can't breathe and I'm so dizzy because that concert was so hot and the mosh was horrible, and you can hear about it in my other story time. It was not fun. Like, I'm trying to fix my makeup. My phone's literally on 10%. I didn't have a charger with me. I gave everything to my friend Courtney and I was like, you need to take this while I wait in line for High Touch because they're gonna take everything off me because you're not allowed to hold anything when you go into High Touch. Then I'm thinking, I want to record this, but I can't record it. There was so much going on in my head at this point in time. I'm sitting in line and I see all these fans and they're walking around the side of me and then behind me and then through another door. So I'm thinking they're walking past me and then they're walking into High Touch, but I didn't realize that they had already came out from High Touch because I thought High Touch happened on the stage for some reason. Turns out it happens backstage. So this whole time, I'm thinking I have ample time to get my mind sorted. Before I knew it, I'm literally getting forced up by security. I'm getting pushed. They're telling me to move and I'm like, what is going on? I didn't realize that I was being rushed into high touch because they were trying to rush through all of us. I literally had no idea. I thought that I had like 2 hours to prepare, and this is why I'm an idiot. I'm walking and I'm trying to stay to the back of the line because I so badly wanted to be last in line, and I'm trying to hang back, but there was a couple of girls around me that were doing the same thing. So I ended up being like 5th last in line out of 300, which isn't like too bad. The security's telling me to move. They're pushing me. They're going like this. We have to like hold up our arms. We have to like turn around. They're like frisking us, and then they push us into like the backstage part. So the security are literally lining up all in like this sort of snake formation, and we have to walk through the snake, which like leads to some stairs, and at the top of the stairs the boys are obviously like waiting for the high touch. So the security are pushing me, and I'm in these like high-heeled boots. I'm struggling to walk already. Like my legs are literally broken. My wig's gone, my legs are broken. Like I'm an emotional wreck after seeing them in concert, and now I'm getting forced up these stairs. I'm walking up the stairs and I look up, and as soon as I look up I see Jin Young, and he's sitting on the table and he's looking directly at me. I literally forgot everything. I forgot everything I was gonna say. I literally almost forgot how to walk if I wasn't being pushed by everyone. And I didn't realize the reason why they were so forceful for pushing me. By the time I got up, the girl before me had already been long gone. So they were waiting for me. Well, not for me. They were just like waiting for the last few fans. I feel so bad now because thinking about it, in their heads they're probably just like, oh my god, hurry up. Like we want to go home. We've just done a concert for 4 hours. We're meeting all these fans. Like hurry up and get up the damn stairs. And then there's me that like walks up and I'm like sweating. I'm like freaking out. I'm like so I make it up the stairs and I look at Jin Young and I'm like, holy shit. So the order was Jin Young, Bam Bam, Young Jae, Mark, Yugom, Jabim, Jackson. And so I walk up and Jin Young's sitting there and he's already got his hand up. He's waiting for the high five. Before I was about to go into high touch, I'm thinking of all the things I want to say to got7, and like I wanted to thank Jin Young for making good music. So I go up to him, I high five him and I go, oh my god, Jin Young, I love you so much. Here I am trying to be cool, be calm, make a good impression, and I just go, oh my god, Jin Young, I love you so much, and like give him a high five. Jin Young stands, please do not come for me for this. I love him, but he finessed me because he didn't even reply. He just smiled and nodded. It was like a high five and he was like, I felt like it was a pity smile. Like he was looking at me, he was like, look at this girl, she's a mess. And I walk onto Bam Bam and oh my god. Bam Bam is so beautiful and nice and just like warm and welcoming. That concert, I honestly got the best impressions from Bam Bam and Mark. Like that, I felt so like welcomed by them, and at the concert their fan service was so good. They were all great obviously, but Mark and Bam Bam stood out to me a lot. I went up to Bam Bam and I went to like high five him, but like he actually grabbed my hand into like a, you know, like this, and like I was shook. So we like held hands really quick. Like I said, I forgot everything I was gonna say. My emotions were like taking over me. I had a lot I wanted to say to Bam Bam and I just like couldn't get the words out, so I literally just said to him like, I love you so much, Bam Bam. Why? I literally said the same thing I said to Jin Young, except I didn't say oh my god. He was like, oh, I love you too, and I was like, part of me died that day. Even though I know it's fan service and they gotta say it back, because if someone says I love you to them, you're not gonna be like, yeah, I hate you. Of course they're gonna say I love you back. I know it was fan service, but like, I was like, not to mention Bam Bam literally looked flawless. Like I was so in love with him. I still am. Like he has me so weird. He's just such a good man. He's such a good guy. So moving on to Young Jae. Young Jae was a lot like Jin Young. He finessed me as well. I'm fine. But Young Jae was really sick that day. He said at the concert that like he didn't feel very well. So when I went up to him and high-fived him, I was like, I hope you feel better. And I got so finessed. He just looked at me. Like I didn't even get a smile or a nod. I just got a look. It was just like a high five, and then I moved on to Mark. I knew at some point I wanted to tell one of the boys that I came from Australia, or all of them, but obviously like I wasn't gonna just yell that down the line. So for some reason it came out when I spoke to Mark, and like I high-fived Mark, but he was quite similar to Bam Bam. Like he kind of like grabbed my hand a little bit. I was like, hey Mark, I came from Australia. Mark was like, wow, that's cool, Australia. And I was like, yeah. Yeah. And that was where it ended. I just can't believe that they had to meet me. I feel so sorry for them. I didn't say I love you to Mark or Young G or Yugom or Jabum. Like, things kind of just went weird after I met Mark. It kind of went a little bit awkward, so like I moved on to Yugom. And when I got to Yugom, so Yugom and I like high-fived, and he actually like fully grabbed my hand and like swung it a little bit. I don't even want to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. It makes me feel things in my soul. I can literally remember him looking up at me and like his fringe like moving like when he looked up. Because the girl in front of me was long gone by the time I'd met all the boys, they must have like overheard my conversation with Mark. So Yugom just looked up and he was like, Australia? Like in the cutest voice. And I was like, yeah! In like a way too overly excited voice. And he was just like looking and he was grinning so much, and he has like the prettiest smile. He was so much taller than me. And I was just like looking at him and I was like, how are you only 3 months older than me? That was the extent of our conversation. Him saying Australia and me saying, yeah. He laughed at me. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just move on to Jabum, and I high-fived Jabum. He said the same thing as Yugom. He was like, Australia? At this point, I had started laughing because I was just like, is Jackson gonna say the same thing? And I was like, yeah, Australia, yeah. And Jabum was just like, whoa. I can literally see Jackson looking at me in my peripheral vision when I'm talking to Jabum. I'm like trying to think of something else to say to Jabum, but I'm too busy laughing and saying, yeah, Australia, while seeing Jackson in my peripherals just staring at me. And I don't really know, like, I don't really like to think about it because it actually just makes me want to burst into tears, to be honest, that like Jackson was actually looking at me like. And so I got to Jackson and like I can still remember what he was wearing, and he had like a singlet with his arms out and his tan skin just in my face, and he had a cap on, and it was a black cap, and he just looked so beautiful, and I just looked into his eyes and like, wow. I'm tearing up because I literally have not thought about this for such a long time. So I go up to Jackson and he doesn't even have his hand up like this. Like all of the other boys had their hands up like this because they were clearly waiting for like a high five. Jackson literally had his hand like this, like for like a handshake. And I went to I grabbed his hand and like we held hands because I'm like a greedy bitch, obviously. You guys know, like I love my mans. Like I love him. Look at my mans. I put my other hand over the top of his other hand because I was like, I'm gonna just hold my man in my hands for like 5 seconds. I'm probably never gonna get this opportunity again, so I need to make the most of this while I can. So like I grab his hand, and then as if I think like I couldn't physically feel my heart actually explode anymore, he put his hand on top of my other hand. So we're like standing there and we're like gripping each other's hands, and I'm just like staring at him because I'm like, oh my god, like this man has had such an impact on my life. He had literally helped me through so much. All I wanted to tell him was that like I loved him. I want him to make sure he's getting rest and he's not overworking himself and that he's taking care of himself, but I couldn't get all of that out. So I literally was just like looking at him dead in the eyes, and I was just like, Jackson, I love you so much. And I was trying to like enunciate every single word, and like my head is exploding. Like I'm going through so many emotions. I want to cry my eyes out because he just literally means the world to me. Like I wanted to actually make an impact, and I know now that that definitely didn't happen because I ruined my chances. He was just staring. Like we were literally just staring. The eye contact was so intense, and he was like nodding his head, holding his hand, and I was like, Jackson, you have no idea how much I love you. Like I'm always gonna support you. So it makes me happy that I said to him that I always support him because I wanted to make sure he knew that. Even though I'm just like a random person he he's literally never gonna see again. I just wanted to make sure that he knew that he's got people out there that are always gonna be rooting for him, and I'm gonna be one of those people. And when I said that to him, he like squeezed my hands, and oh my god, first of all, his hands are so soft, and he smells so good, and he's so beautiful, and I can't see anything in my peripherals because I'm literally so focused on him, but I can hear the other girl behind me like coming closer. So I'm thinking, okay, this is it, like I've got to go now, my moment is over. I am lucky that I got a little bit longer with Jackson because I probably should have just high-fived him and walked away, but I was greedy and I was like, I need to take this opportunity because I literally don't think it's ever gonna happen again. I said to him, like, I love you so much, I'll always support you. And he like leaned a little bit closer to me and he was like, I love you too. Again, it was the same thing as Bam Bam. Like, I know it's fan service, I know they've got to say it, but this is what I need to like keep going in life, knowing that Jackson Wang loves me too, even though he doesn't. He would have forgotten who I was the second I walked away, but it's okay because I don't forget who he is because he's literally right here, he's there, he's everywhere in my room, but you know what I mean. My camera battery just died while I was like mid getting real emo hours about Jackson. So if the angle's completely changed, which I feel like it probably has, I'm sorry for that. It was probably one of the most bittersweet moments feeling myself like leave him and like our hands going from like, you know, holding properly to like slowly sliding away. And the whole time I was walking away, I was just watching him and he was watching me. That whole experience was just one of the most surreal things that ever happened to me. This is gonna make me sound so cringe, I feel like, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of fans can probably relate to this. I've had so many like war flashback moments to that day and I've just regretted everything, like the way I went about it, the fact that I didn't get to tell them specific things because I don't think I'll ever get the opportunity to ever again. And I feel like I wasted my chance a little bit, which is kind of why I never wanted to film this video talking about it. Like, it's so lame because like I walked away from Jackson and I started crying like as soon as I walked away, but it wasn't fully bawling my eyes out. Like I slipped, like a few tears came out, but then I was just in such a state of shock and I had to walk past security and they clipped off my wristband, so I didn't even get to keep it. I just walked away and I just left. And then I was like, oh my god, like I don't know when I'm gonna see them again. And I was thinking so many things. I was just like, oh my god, like I've literally just met the people that have influenced me. got7 as well as BTS have helped me more than I think any other artist or idol or whatever has ever done. Like, I really needed them in my life and they came to me at the best possible time, even though I haven't been a fan for as long as other people have. They've impacted me so much, and the fact that I even got to meet them was like one of the best opportunities. But at the same time, I like have so many regrets about the situation, and I don't even know if anyone feels the same. If you feel the same, let me know in the comments, because I feel like I'm kind of like going crazy about it and I don't want to seem like I'm being ungrateful. I really thought, like, what is the first video I want to put on my channel for 2019? I was gonna be like, new year, new me, and like talk about like being like a new person, but I'm still the same person because I still love got7 and BTS and I'm still emo over K-pop. So like not much has changed since last year. I was gonna do like a memories of 2018, like good things that happened to me in 2018. The only good thing was got7, so that's why I decided to film this video, and I feel like it's not like my usual type of video because I've kind of just like rambled on for a long ass amount of time, gotten a bit emo but not really gotten emo because like I can control myself now and I'm not gonna cry like I did in Miracle. But yeah, meeting them was such a insane experience, and going to the concert was such an insane experience that literally like 2 weeks after I got back from Singapore, I'd already bought tickets to their Japan shows. I really like their Japanese music, so I'm going to Japan, and not gonna lie, I'm really sad that Jackson's not gonna be there because obviously you guys know he's my bias. It's not gonna be the same without Jackson there, but I know that it's for his health, and that's what matters the most, that he's healthy. All that matters is that he's getting the rest he needs, so it's okay. I'm also going to Korea as well, so I'm going Korea, Japan, Korea, and it's gonna be a fun time. I leave in like 2 weeks, and then I'm seeing got7 in February, so I'm gonna vlog. Get keen. This was the first video that I decided to upload this year. I want to hear your concert experiences with anyone. Give this video a like if you want to, subscribe if you want to. I will leave my got7 concert experience down below. I hope you guys had a good 2018, and I hope you guys have a good 2019, and it's even bigger and better than last year was. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!